Hi everyone, welcome to Interview with Klara Kopi. Today I'm here with Council of Ina DAO, Christa, aka Gemini Rising. Hi Christa, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm good. It's very sunny today.
Yeah, it's sunny here too, but I think
Oh,
it's a bit colder here than where you are.
yeah, sure, yeah. Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Very, very hot. So let's start with the beginning. Tell us a bit about your background. How did you get here? Relevant things in your life that led you where you are. Let us know a bit about you.
Okay, well, I've been making art for a long time. I went to art school in Toronto, Ontario College of Art and Design in the early 80s. Actually, I graduated in the early 80s, and I did mostly video art, which was not very easy to do because even photography was kind of difficult for people to consider as art. So, I lived off of government grants and, had lots of shows. I had shows all over the world, but only my videos went. I never went with them. So, and plus I didn't actually get much money to show my videos. So it was like $50 Canadian every time they got shown. And then I ended up, I got a job as an editor in a documentary film company, and I started editing documentary films, and then I directed one for the company, and then I started my own company and made my own documentary films. And I kind of went away from art mainly because I couldn't afford to live on that kind of a salary.
Yeah, I know the hustle.
Yeah, and then in 2017, my son, Jason, aka Vandal,
Yeah.
told me about cryptocurrency, and I started getting interested because I really liked the idea of being in charge of my own money and things like that. Unfortunately, I joined at the height of Bitcoin when it went the all-time high in December 2017. And by January 2018, it had taken a nosedive, and I kind of just, I learned a lot about stuff, and but I kind of just left it for a while. And then in 2019, Vandal told me about NFTs because I wasn't, I was making art, and I started making art again. So that's where I started on Rarible, and then I, did a lot of stuff on Ethereum, and then the cost of minting was so high that I started looking for other places, and I had read the white paper for Near, and I found it really interesting, and I was already involved with Mintbase. So I decided to do more stuff on Mintbase, and my son Vandal has been doing a lot in the Near ecosystem. And he's the one that told me about this DAO that got started, Ina DAO, in Portugal, in Lisbon, with I think Juliana and Tabea started it, and they were looking for more people. And somehow I kind of fell into being on the council, and we ended up having our first sort of art thing. I've had this idea for a while, and I thought, well, why not do it here? And we did a thing about our mothers. It was like, stories about our mothers. Yeah. And so I did the piece that I wanted to do for quite a while about my mother. That was the main reason I wanted to do it, but we had a lot of participation. And now we're on to doing a new one about the faces of the goddess, and that will be our next show in the middle of April. So yeah, that's basically my concise history of how I got here.
I saw the exhibition, and the party was great. The exhibition is beautiful. I saw it on Cryptovoxels and on the Near Hub.
Right.
Near Hub is so pretty. It's a beautiful place. It has the giant goddess. spinning. It's a beautiful experience for anyone that wants to see. Actually, we can go there after.
Sure.
Take a stroll.
Yeah, the Cryptovoxels gallery, I built that because I had already been doing a lot of building in Cryptovoxels. So I built that one. And then the Near Hub, we hired Jeff and his team to build the other one. And they actually did it very quickly. So, which was nice. And we have them sort of linked, like two galleries. We have, if you click on something in our gallery, you go to the Near Hub gallery and vice versa.
That's how I found it out. I was checking the Cryptovoxels gallery, and then I clicked the link, saw that it had another space, and Pico Pro actually made a video of them both.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah,
it was really great, a great experience. Thank you for that. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I'm excited about our next show.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I loved it. And you're doing a lot for a lot of women, empowering and showing their art and there aren't as many women in the space. So great job.
Thank you.
So how was your transition from your previous work area to blockchain and Web3? How do you feel that it changed your daily life?
It actually, because I've, I started off with traditional art, like drawing and painting and things like that, but I had been doing video art for such a long time and editing and working in the digital form. And, I would always get programs to do, digital art, because one of the problems has always been that I'm left-handed. So when I draw and paint, I smear everything. So using digital stuff, you just press undo and everything's perfectly fine. So I really enjoy it. And so it wasn't really that hard of a transition for me to move over. I had also previously been quite involved in a VR space called Second Life, where I really liked it because there were a lot of artists there. So I was making art 3D in Second Life. And then I started this drumming group. It was easy to do the programming. I don't know, I kind of learned it.
Right.
And we had like live drumming where we had built drums and people would come and watch us play drums. And I would like to somehow recreate that in Web3 space, because Second Life is a centralized platform, and I left there quite a while ago. But so I've had quite a lot of experience in virtual worlds and also doing digital art. So it wasn't that difficult for me to change over at all.
I didn't actually experience Second Life because I didn't have a good enough computer to go there and not enough knowledge at the time. So, but I heard great things, that there were many people that worked selling stuff, art and avatar clothes and all this kind of stuff there. It's awesome. It looks really fun. And now we can do that in the metaverses, right?
Yeah, that's why I was attracted to it. I mean, a lot of people use it to kind of hook up with other people. I know people who got married on Second Life or had
that's awesome
relationships with other people and stuff like that. But I was more interested in just making the art. I actually made a music video with one of Vandal's songs in Second Life that's
so cool.
Got a really good reception.
Awesome. I would like to see that.
Yeah, I can send you the link.
Awesome.
I think it's on my website, but yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff on your website. I check it out, but scratching the surface to get a grip. Who's Christa? So what do you think of DAOs? Tell us a bit about the ones you're involved with. You said that Ina DAO, but are you in another DAO also?
I know Vandal wants me to be on his council. I think it's called Van DAO, or Rare Vandal DAO. I can't remember even right now, but so I might join that. Ina DAO is the first one I've ever done. I'm still trying to wrap my head around how it works.
A lot, right?
Yeah.
I've been learning too.
and you know, I don't find it that intuitive to do, so it's kind of more practicing how to do it and stuff like that, writing the proposals, and there's a lot of back and forth, which is good because it kind of makes sure that things aren't like under the table or like everything's out front. So like even like, you know, if you wanted to see about how we operated, anybody can go to the proposals on near.org and look at anybody's proposal and see, you know, where the funding went. And I mean, that's the other really good thing I like about the Near ecosystem is that they have funding for artists. Whereas when I started in Ethereum, there were groups of artists who got together and worked together and stuff. Excuse me.
No problem.
But there was no kind of support for artists from the Ethereum Foundation, whereas with Near, they seem to be putting a lot into the infrastructure and getting people to work in there and stuff like that. And I really like that and appreciate it. So,
yeah, it creates a community, and you can support the artists that were before barely making a living. People get empowered in this sense too, being able to work doing what they love and also being paid for that. Because as artists, sometimes we do what I love, but man, no one pays us.
Yep.
We keep working for free.
Yeah, the people that make money are the bankers and the, you know, people who move money around seem to make most money, whereas you know, like teachers, artists, you know, spiritual leaders, stuff like that, who basically live on the poverty line. So it would be nice to see this kind of Web3 ecosystem develop into more of a social and artistic representation instead of just like money grabbing. I mean, I see it already in the Web3 ecospace, especially in NFTs, where it's about making money, and you know, people who collect things are just, you know, trying to flip them and make money and stuff like that. So and I'm not interested in that, unfortunately. So I've never made a lot of money doing anything. So
we'll get there, hopefully. So why did you choose to build on your protocol? We already talked a bit, like, yeah, it's way cheaper for artists to mint an NFT. It's less than $1. It's insane when you think of Ethereum. Ethereum, you have to, some people low money to be able to mint their art. It's crazy. In years,
I'm part of Known Origin, for example, and the last time I only minted one thing, and that already cost me like $143 just to mint it. So it's
painful.
Yes, for sure.
For us artists, it is a pretty hard place to do stuff. If you're not used to doing a lot of chilling online, having thousands of followers on Twitter, is, oh my God, a struggle, a real struggle.
And it's harder and harder to, like, there's just so much stuff, and a lot of it is not even really art. It's just like, you know, so it's hard to wade through it. There's so, you know, the people that were there right at the very beginning are doing really well now, but a lot of the new people are just kind of like they'll drop off eventually, I think, because it's just too expensive. But
Yeah.
you know,
Well, maybe they can find out about Near with these interviews, I hope. And see, oh, look, there's people making stuff. And it's not expensive. You don't have to sell a kidney to mint your art.
exactly.
So what do you think about the metaverse? How is your experience with that? How do you think this will help the DAOs and the Near ecosystem to grow?
How the metaverse will help them
Yeah,
grow?
what do you think of the metaverse? How do you experience that? Tell me about your experience. Well, how do you think it helps?
I'm sorry, I don't like when you mean metaverse, do you mean just like places, like you mean everything, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean these virtual spaces like Cryptovoxels, 3XR galleries, or Near Hub, all these different virtual spaces where we can gather around, make an art exhibition, shows, all this kind of stuff.
okay. Well, I think what happened with Cryptovoxels, for example, was, people just started using it to make galleries, and then people started going to the galleries. So that was one of the main sort of pivotal points. And I think that's why Cryptovoxels is doing so well. The Near Hub was my sort of first experience. I would really like to learn how to build in the Near Hub. Although from when I was talking to Jeff, they use Blender a lot, and I'm not very good with Blender. So we'll see.
Yeah, Blender is not very intuitive.
No.
I mess with it a bit, but yeah, it's not very intuitive.
And so one of the things, because I was in Second Life, which is, also part of the metaverse, but a centralized part of it.
Yeah.
There were a lot more people involved in it. And I think Cryptovoxels is still, the more and more people that get in. And I think that's the same thing with Near Hub, is that you don't need a special program or anything. Like anybody can just click on the website link and go in and look around and check out stuff, which I think is a really good feature. And I know Near Hub is the same thing, that you just view it on your computer. I think eventually more and more people will be interested in it. I would like to see, and Near Hub is very new, but I would like to be able to build myself in Near Hub, like the way that I can do it in Cryptovoxels. And from going from Second Life, which was very intuitive and easy, and you could like do a lot more stuff. Cryptovoxels is still very limiting, and you always have to like remember that everything's square. So it's like a big challenge to, like when you see for the Ina DAO, the sculptures in Near Hub and the sculptures in Cryptovoxels, you can see the difference in the quality of those sculptures, just by being limited to squares. So but yeah, with the Near Hub, I'd like to love to see tools where you could actually like Cryptovoxels has, where you can actually make your own.
The user can put stuff there alone, not having to talk with the team that is creating, right? Yeah. I'd love to create that too one day. It'd be awesome. But for now, I don't have a DAO. Well, I have a DAO, not have a DAO. I am in a DAO. I am in the Metaverse DAO. I started doing, well, they're making this show possible, funding me to interview people who are related to the Metaverse and Near. And yeah, it's been great. But yeah, one day I would like to create my own space. I have my art researches, and it would be awesome to create a space when I can show people my ideas related to art, and I can do it myself. I can go there, put my objects, and see how they interact with the space. It'll be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But it's growing. They are building it. It's very, very new.
Yes, for sure.
I think they are in the alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is very, very early.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to buy a space like you can. You know, I have a little space in Cryptovoxels, and Vandal has a lot of space in Cryptovoxels. And now I'm sort of like in the high rise, and he lent me one of his spaces, and I have this build that I'm working on, which is kind of featuring my art. So, but I'd love to be able to.
I'd like to see that. I want to see that.
Yeah.
I love going strolling on Cryptovoxels. It's cool. I love to seeing your art. It's very great. I'd love to see your work there.
Yeah, I'm trying to actually, instead of making an art gallery, I'm trying to actually like make pieces that are part of the metaverse instead of, you know, like here's the link, you can go buy it, that it's actually using the metaverse and making a piece of art and not displaying NFTs on a wall.
Like an object.
Well, I'll show you the space that I'm working on, and you'll see
yeah.
what it
It's better to see than to be explained. Yeah, it will be a lot easier. Thank you. So what are you working on now?
Well, we started making this documentary film about art in at NFTs as art, like not collectibles, but NFT. So Vandal and I started this project last year, and I'm still working on, like, it's one of the biggest things I've ever done in terms of how many interviews I have. Like this binder here, I have 4 of these.
Oh my God. That's a lot of work.
Like 32 people that are in it. It's like this massive project, and I've just, because it's just me doing it, it's just taking a long time, mainly because I'm also not getting paid for it. So it's just been a very big slog. So I'm still working on that one. I'm working on that piece that I'll show you in Cryptovoxels. It's not finished yet, but you'll see what I mean.
Spoilers.
And just like drawing more, like trying to draw more on my iPad. I got a new iPad last summer, and so that's been fun. And
a lot of fun.
And just working on this DAO is taking up a lot of time. And I've been, it's really funny because a lot of the jobs that I'm getting are like from my son. So Vandal gives me jobs to do builds. So I've done a lot of builds now in Cryptovoxels. And I just got another job making another build. And so I'm building in Cryptovoxels. I just, Vandal just finished the rare Vandal anthem that he's been working on.
Yeah, I saw it. I was there.
You're in it, because I did, you know, myself and Gus, and then I used some of Biko Pro's as well, and I just finished editing it, and so he's releasing that, I think, on the 4th of April in Lisbon. So it's finished. So I was working on that. So I'm just kind of like doing mostly that, trying to avoid editing my film. It's such an enormous task, but one of these days I'll get it finished, I hope. Then it'll be a historical document, because things move so quickly here. It's, you know, so
the Metaverse is all about that. It's all about documenting the history of the but in this case, related to the metaverse, the near metaverse history as a whole, and they make NFTs, everything to register at this moment. Like, oh, Ina DAO made an event on the metaverse. We were there, making a video about it, our impressions, and mint them on the Mint-based store. So it's it's a forever registered on the blockchain. So
Right.
it's there as a part of the history. And you're also making a historical piece on the NFT universe.
Yes.
People, is that very cool?
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Mostly like pretty well-known artists like Coldy, Josie, Giselle, Angie Taylor, Sparrow, who else is in it? Bard Einstein, Lawrence Lee, Barbara Bazina from Argentina. She was in the Ina DAO show. We had prizes, which I think is a really nice incentive, and she won the first prize for her piece. So,
oh, awesome.
Yeah. So we had three prizes. I won second prize, but it's kind of hard. We're still trying to figure out the voting, how to vote. We had this one thing where we were for our logo, we put out a call, and somebody got their friends to vote, like to join and then vote for their piece.
Yeah, kind of people do that.
Yeah, so we're trying to find a way that's fair and not just like, hey, vote for mine here, here, come friends, come in this thing and vote for mine, because that's not the way you should do things, to tell you the truth. So we're trying to figure that out still. That's been kind of a difficult thing. I would love to have some kind of an app that was a voting app, which would be really good. I know they have polls, but then you have to be part of the DAO in order to vote. Like right now, our DAO is on Telegram, like the general member.
I see it.
Yeah,
I'm there also.
Yeah.
It's great. There are a lot of tools. People use Telegram and Discord. Discord is a bit confusing sometimes, but yeah, I'm getting used to that. But people use a lot of tools too. And so Kenya also has the forum, right? The forum is a bit more organized.
Yes.
To find things there.
Yes.
But is more institutional, more formal. It's not as free as a chat on Telegram, for instance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So these two questions, they are a bit more about the future, I guess. What legacy would you like to leave for future creatives and builders?
Just so that it's easier for them to do these kind of things, and just provide education so that like the kind of stuff that you're doing and a lot of other people are doing, where you're creating how to do things, kind of would be really nice. I don't think that really exists in a lot of the other ecosystems. It seems to just be more money driven, competitive, and like I said, I read the Near white paper and I really liked their outlook on things. So, and I like the idea that they're creating guides for people to make it easier. So that's the kind of legacy, is just to be open and welcoming and creating information. So is that answer your question all right? Or
yeah. It would make artist life easier, because it has some resistance to change things and try new things, because, well, it's scary. We try to make a living out of our art entire lives. You know better than me. You've been doing that for a long time, and a lot of experience in this area. And yeah, it's not easy. And finding information and people that want to let you know that it's possible, like, oh, try that. People that want to grab your hand and come on, let's do that. It's so hard because sometimes it's so competitive, and it doesn't have to be. We can help each other. There's
Yeah.
space.
Yes.
There is a space. We can do that. We can grab each other's hands and say, let's go together. It'll be faster. You'll be safer. You'll be, we'll last longer because we'll build a community and help others that come after us. It will be, I think it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. I'd also love to build like a real life community.
Yeah.
Even on like physical land where it would all be just, you know, same like-minded people who would, you know, live in this place and build the community in the real world as well as in the metaverse. Because I mean, it's great. The metaverse is great. For me, it's always been really good because, you know, I grew up in Toronto. In 2004, I moved to British Columbia and always lived in the countryside and not around a lot of people all the time. So it was nice to be able to have a group of friends online. And then of course with COVID, for a lot of people couldn't get out, and all of a sudden, I think that's one of the reasons, like one of the boosts that the whole NFT eco space received because of COVID. People started doing things online, although it is there's a lot of resistance, and a lot of it has to do with people's ideas of what cryptocurrency is, that it's for criminals and you know, like that kind of thing. Like I, you know, all the people that I went to art school with, I've tried to get them to come into this space, and they're all like really hesitant. They're like, oh yeah, that's just, you know, a fad, a passing scam. It's sort of like, you know, the way when the internet started, everybody's like, oh yeah.
Yeah. When we talk to musicians, sorry.
No, it's okay.
No, just saying that when we talk to musicians and artists and our friends, everyone roll their eyes and say, oh, this is just a fad, or just the same lines. It's a scam. This is dirty money. And oh yeah, all the money is so clean. Crypto money is dirty. The money, the regular money is so clean. Wow. And I mean, control myself to not be terribly bitchy and saying, oh wow, money is so clean. Gee.
Yeah, it's crazy. One of the interesting things that I learned from Second Life, which I would really like to see, and I know Vandal's been doing that, is they had a lot of live performances in Second Life where musicians would have an avatar that did you know, certain movements and things like that, and you know, have guitars, and then they would stream their sound in and perform that way. And I'd love to see, I haven't really seen that in Cryptovoxels or in any of the metaverse spaces at all. And I'd love to see that happening. I mean, I know Vandal, you know, has premiered his music video and, you know, done another music video about the music video, and you know, they have DJ sets and things like that. But I would love to see like live performances. I think that would bring in a lot of people, you know. Maybe that's what I'll work on next, is trying to find a way to get live performances into the metaverse.
I saw people doing that, but in metaverses that aren't decentralized, right? Like in, what was the name of the game? Fortnite, I guess.
Oh.
And
Second Life, they did it a lot in Second Life.
Yeah. But in these metaverses that are blockchain based, I don't remember seeing that. It would be really interesting.
Maybe that's my future project then, is to do that.
I'd like to see that. Maybe one day I sing.
You sing?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Maybe one day we can do something together.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love that. That would be
Awesome.
great.
And if you could give some words of wisdom to those who are starting now, like what advice would you give?
I would tell people who were starting out to ask a lot of questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help. There's a lot of people who will help you. Find a tribe that you feel like you belong with and join that tribe and participate and participate and participate. And, you know, I think that the idea that it's too difficult is just a mental thing, that you can always learn new things. Your brain changes all the time. Like, look at me, you know, I'm what they would call a senior citizen. and you know, your brain is an amazing thing. And you can do anything, really. It's not that hard. And as long as you ask for help, you will always get it. So that's my advice.
A great advice. Yeah, people are resistant to ask for help. Or we think we have to do everything alone, right? And yeah, we don't have to. It's harder. It's it's boring. You get exhausted. Yeah, just let's go together.
And you're repeating something that somebody already went through. That can maybe help you
Yeah,
not have to go through it as slowly
get all alone.
and alone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Christa, thank you so much for the interview. It was lovely. I loved it. Thank you so much for trusting my work and coming to talk to me. It was great.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.